There was a reality TV show in the early 2000s called Joe Millionaire where these women went to compete for the love of a millionaire, but in the end, it turns out he's not a millionaire. But that is not the crazy part of the story. None of these women knew that they were competing for a millionaire until the day they got to the show, and then it was broadcasted as if all of these women were gold diggers trying to find a rich man. Because of NDAs, none of them could even defend themselves until recently. When the women applied to be on the show, they were told it was called the Big Choice. It was a Cinderella type situation. They'd go to France and fall in love. In their contracts, they had to sign off on the fact that if they were ever asked to kiss the Joe Millionaire, that they had to do it. And that's basically all they knew going into it. When they finally arrive, they meet the Bachelor, and that is when they are told that he's worth tens of millions of dollars. Some of the women thought, oh, that's weird that they didn't mention that before, or why they're mentioning it now, but whatever. None of them realized that that would be the beginning of the plot, that they are gold diggers. At first, it was all fun. All the girls are laughing together. It's so exciting, but then things quickly became strict and ridiculous. The women couldn't go on runs. They'd be stopped by security guards. They couldn't talk on their phones. They couldn't go out to tour nearby areas. Nothing. They were trapped in this house. Not only that, but there were cameras in their rooms in every corner of this home. If they got up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, all of a sudden a cameraman's coming to film them. There was also a therapist on set. However, they were told that nothing they tell that man is confidential. So I don't know what the point of him being there was. But then the women said things got sketchier. So they started to stay in hotels so they could do their like mini dates or whatever. They were told there were no cameras in the hotel. And so the girls were like, finally, we can have some privacy and some peace here. But it wasn't private or peaceful because they literally could not leave the hotel room. The only times they were allowed to leave was to go on these dates. So they appeared extra happy and excited because they were finally out of their hotel room where they couldn't draw, write, read a book, talk on the phone, watch TV, nothing. There was a situation with one of the girls saying she overheard in one of the other girls' hotel rooms that the crew was going through her underwear, making really inappropriate jokes. One of the girls even claims that she was threatened by someone on the crew, and so she told the girl whose room it was what happened. Well, that girl ends up sitting down on the ground next to the nightstand and she's writing something out. They were writing notes to each other, and a producer walks in and says, "You are not allowed to write," and took the notepad out of her hand. And her immediate question was, "How did you know that I was writing?" And she starts looking around and she found a secret microphone, allegedly, in her room. It wouldn't surprise me, in my opinion, allegedly, if there was a camera somewhere in that room. At one point, they also edited it to appear like one of the women was going down on Mr. Joe Millionaire, even though she wasn't. And again, these women could not say crap about this because they're NDAs. So in the end, the woman wins. She is told, hey, sorry, yeah, he's not a millionaire, but she was okay with that. And because she was okay with it, they won $1 million to split between each other. Now, none of the other girls even knew that there was some $1 million prize. And so a lot of them just gave up and was like, cut me out of this. Like, I don't want to be here anymore. So now everyone is back home. The winner obviously knows the secret and everything, but these women don't. One of the ladies says it was Thanksgiving and suddenly she's on the TV and it is saying, these gold diggers competing for Joe Millionaire. Again, they had no idea that that was ever the premise of the show. And now they are being smeared all over TV with 40 million people watching per episode that they are gold diggers. They were plastered all over different types of magazines and news sites, all sorts of stuff, just disparaging them. And even Joe here, when he did his media tour, was talking negatively about these women. I literally cannot imagine going through this at all. The women have done this documentary that you can watch. It's unbelievable.